Welcome to your math lesson, second graders. And today you will need your Envision Math Workbook, and we are on page 101. And you will also need your whiteboard and something to write with and erase with. And you'll also need your pencil. Okay, let's get started on page 101, and it looks like this. And you see I always move my Post-it over when I'm done with the previous lesson, so I'm ready for my next day, and I can open it very quickly to that page. So you should be using one of your Post-its as well to mark your pages. All right, so lesson 3.3, break apart numbers to add. And this is one of my favorite lessons because I love this strategy, breaking apart numbers. Okay, so we're going to read the I can statement, and I wrote it for you right here, and you can follow along in your book at the top of page 101. I can break apart numbers into tens and ones to find their sums. Okay, so you will also use your number grid, your small numbers grid, number grid, hundreds grid. This could help you. And some vocabulary we need to go over and review are sums. And the sum is the answer in an addition problem when you're plussing. The sum is the answer in an addition problem. And then the other thing you're going to need to know are add-ends. And add-ends have the word add in it and the word end in it. Two words. It's a compound word, and the end part means that it's something that you're adding. Add end is that you're doing addition. Okay, so you're adding two ends together. So it could be 45 plus 30. These are your add ends, and 75, I believe. 4 plus 3, 4 tens, 3 tens is 70. 75 is the sum. Okay, the sum is the answer, and these are your add-ins. All right, that's your vocabulary. Let's get started with the solve and share. It asks you to, Josh has 34 cans to recycle. Jill has 27 cans to recycle. How many cans do they have in all? Solve any way you choose. Use drawings and equations to help explain your work. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and let you do that. And you can pause the video. If you're watching this on your own time, you can pause the video right here and take about 2 minutes to solve this and then come back. All right, welcome back. And we are going to use this as an example to show you how to break apart numbers. Okay, so we have 34 cans and 27 cans, and we want to find the total, the sum, the answer. Okay, and we are going to break apart numbers, and this is how it's done. You break apart the second add-end, and you break it apart into its tens, 20, and its ones, 7. 2 tens and 7 ones. Okay, just like we do with the daily number, this is called expanded form. Okay, so now we have a simpler problem. 34 plus 20 plus 7. So if we go to our number line and we start at 34, we count up 2 groups of 10. 44, 54, and now we have 7. 1, 2. So we have 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61. And that's our 7. Okay? And for the ones part, you can go ahead and use the number grid, 54. Double check your work. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Remember, on the number grid, when you go down, you're adding. And when you go across, you're also adding. Okay, so across is adding by ones. And down a whole row is adding by tens. And I went across. All right? So my answer is 61. Okay, let's try another one. Let's go to the next page, 102. And solve the visual learning bridge at the top, 37 plus 25. 37 plus 25. And what we're doing, right, is breaking apart numbers. And we're breaking apart the second addend, which is this one, 25. Okay, and we're going to break it apart. I'm going to use my little bracket, and I'm going to split it into its tens. I have 2 tens, and its ones. I have 5 ones. Okay, and I'm looking for the sum, which is the total of this addition equation. All right, so now I have an easier problem. I have 37 plus 20 plus 5. And I can go to my number grid if I want to. Instead of solving it with a number line, I can use my number grid. And I have 37. And I'm going up 2 tenths. So I'm going to go down, because every time you go down, you add a row. Every time you go down a row, you're adding 1 tenth. And it says I go down 20, so that's 2 rows. So I have 1, 2, and then I'm at 57, but I still have to add my ones. I have 5 ones. So now I'm going to add my 5 ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I end up with 62. Okay, so now I'm going to double check using my number line. I have 37. And I am going to add 10, and I'm going to have 47, and I'm going to add another 10, and I'm going to have 57, and then I'm going to add 5. 1, 2, 3 makes 60, and 1, 2 makes 62. Okay, because I broke this apart into 3 plus 5. 3 plus 2. Right, so I double checked, and yep, that's correct. I used 2 ways. All right, and it looks like we have time for one more. So let's do the guided practice together. And in the guided practice, they're asking you to add 57 plus 13. And remember, we're breaking apart the second addend. This is the second addend. And we're going to break it apart into its tens and its ones. So 10 plus 3 equals 13. And then we bring down the first addend, 57, plus 10 plus 3. Okay, so we have the number line. We'll use the number line. And we'll start at 57. And we'll add 10. And then we'll get 67. And I'm labeling my number line. And then I'm going to add 3 more. So 67, 68, 69, 70. And I end up with 70. So now I'm going to go to my number grid, and I forgot to erase that. Let me erase it from the previous one. And I'm going to double check 57 plus 13. And I'm going to find 57. And I'm going to add 10. And I get 67. And then I add 3 ones. 1, 2, 3. And I end up with 70. That's what I got here, 70. So this is correct. All right, so with that said, you can add 2-digit numbers within 100 by breaking apart the second addend. The second addend, this one. And this is how you do it. Okay, this is another strategy. First you learned how to use the number grid, then you learned how to use the number line, and now you're learning how to break apart numbers into their tens and their ones. And you've also learned from me, this is extra, expanded form, because we've been doing expanded form, breaking it apart into its place value since we had more than 10 days of school, since we were on 11, okay? And yeah, that's extra. That's a bonus. You get a bonus from Miss Phillip there. Extra vocabulary, expanded form. Okay. All right. And that's your lesson for today. Don't forget to take a picture of assessment practice problem number 12 and upload it to this page in Seesaw. Okay. Have a good rest of your day.